right, so let's go ahead and start creating our controller. We're gonna do a couple things in this video. We'll create the controller right here, and we will create the files, the views, and then we will actually create the create.php file, which will handle our logic, which will be triggered or which we will access from the browser right away. All right, so now let's go for the controller, which will have two methods, the store and the update methods. So we will go new like that. We'll go posts controller like that. This is just a convention, you know. If you've learned Laravel or any framework like that, these conventions of writing the controllers is simply writing the controller like that, posts and then controller. We should keep this as a plural actually. So our folder structure right here looks like a real life framework. All right, so we'll just go PHP like that, and as always we will define the namespace as app controllers. All right, and then we'll go class posts controller. All right, and inside the posts controller we will go ahead and go public function, because we will use this everywhere, public static function, or yeah, let's not keep it static, that's fine. All right, so we'll go public function store. All right, and inside the store function we will grab two pieces of data, which are the title and simply the content. So we will trim the data that's coming in from the post sober global, and we will pass this data later once we create our file right here. Or just follow along with me and everything will make sense. So we will just go for also the content right here, and I want to check if we have both of those. So I'm going to go with title and content. Let's go ahead and actually go for the post. For the post model, and let's trigger the create function like that. And let's simply pass both of those. So we'll pass the title and the content pieces of data. So from the form, we will get those two pieces of data, and then we will just pass them right away to the create function, which inside the model, which is the post right here. Actually, it's not create, it's create posts. As you can see, we're grabbing both of those and we're inserting them right inside our posts table, which we did not create just yet. All right, so this will be create post like that. And of course, since we used this model, we should go ahead and just use it like that. App/models, and then add it like that. All right, so great. So now open up your template in another text editor and try to create the files in the views with me. We will create 3 files: the header, the footer, and the form right here, so we can use them to work with the create .php file right here. All right, so we will go right here. All right, so we already have it right here. So we will just copy this part, and let's go in the views and go for the header .php. Let's also create a footer .php, and then just a very simple file for the form .php like that. All right, so in the header, let's paste this part and save. All right, so this is just very simple HTML code with this part for the CDN for grabbing the bootstrap, and this part right here should be in the index, so we're gonna keep it right here for now, and this right here for the form. Copy this part, cite the form and paste, save, and right here down at the bottom, this part is for the footer. All right, so save right here. But now let's go in the public and go create .php like that. All right, and inside the create, we will just go PHP like that. We should require the auto load. All right, and after requiring the auto load, now we should start our own logic. We want to check if the request that's coming to this file right here is a post request or not. Because if it's a post request, that means that we're actually inserting something, which will result in that we will need to trigger the store function inside our posts controller. All right, so we go down at the bottom and go if we're going to use a server sober global, and we're going to check for the request underscore method. All right, so if that request method right here equals the post method, that means that we're inserting something in this page. Sorry, yeah, this is right here. This part right here should be in the create. Sorry about that. All right, so if we're actually grabbing something, let's go for create post, and let's instantiate the controller post controller like that. So we will go ahead, and since we created an object from this posts controller class, now we can just we can go ahead and trigger this function inside it, the store function. So for the store function, we will pass in the post sober global like that. So the post sober global should actually contain those the post title and the post content like that. All right, so this is what we're doing right over here. So of course, since we're using the post controller, we need to use it right here. So I'm gonna go app controllers slash posts controller and save the whole thing. Now we need to go ahead and require the files right here. So I'm gonna go for require, and I will go for requiring the header .php, and I will simply go, actually we need to go a step back, so we can go to the root folder of our project, so we can go to the views, and inside the views we will just find our files. So inside right here we need the header, we need the form, and then we will end this with the footer. All right, so simply like that, we should now go to the form and see if everything is fine with the form or not. So the method right here is post, and the inputs text, and the title, the name is title, which we should make sure that this exists, otherwise it is not going to insert. And the text area right here, the name is content. This is where we're going to insert our content, and the button type right here is submit. So everything is fine in the form. All right, so sounds great. So now let's save the whole thing, and so there's something that we forgot to do. We should have done this like a video or two ago. We should create yeah, we are in the micro database. We should create our posts table. So we will have possibly like 5 columns. So let's create this real quick. This is going to be an ideal type of integer. I'm going to keep the length as 10. All right, I'm going to keep this auto incremented, and the index will be primary. Just real quick, I'm going to create the title column. Let's give this 200. All right, and I'm going to go for the content. I'm going to keep this a type of text, so it will and we will not set a length for it. And right here, we'll just go create it at for the date, and this will be timestamp, and we're going to keep the default as current timestamp like that. So the current time it will be inserted by default. All right, so I'm going to save this. All right, so now we have our posts table. Oh, now let's try and access the create.php file. All right, so as you can see right there, we already have our form. And again, this is coming from this part right here. So once we try and insert the data, this part would be triggered actually. So let's go ahead and try and do this. So I'm gonna go first title. Let's copy this, and I'm gonna go paste this like here. Paste this right here just a couple of times, or you can simply install this extension, which is Corporate Epicom, and it will allow you to simply have some certain amount of text, of fake text. We can simply paste it right here. All right, so if we click save, so we have an error and code to member function prepare on null and blah 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 in posts controller 21. All right, so prepare post.php. All right, in 44 prepare. All right, so just give me a second. All right, so the error was actually pretty simple. If you open up the database.php, you can see that I returned the var dump, and I should have this simply should not be here. We should just return the self video like that. Otherwise, something will be wrong with connecting to our database. So after I actually removed this, it actually worked. So as you can see right here, it's working perfectly. We can simply insert a new one. That's fine. We can go second title like that. We can go right here and paste this, and as you can see, it's inserting perfectly, and it's going back to the same page. We can make it after we insert, so it will go back. Let's close those. All right, in the index, we can make it so it will go back to the header. We'll go back to the index page. All right, so now if we go ahead right here and just go third title, paste this part, let's click save. So now we're going back to the index. As you can see, if we go right here and click browse, as you can see right here, the data is being inserted perfectly. So yeah, this is actually everything. In the next video, we should go ahead and work probably with the index. We need to display the data right over here, so we will actually work with this part. All right, so this will be it, and I will see you in the next one.